Okay, looking at gold. I use a combination of trend lines, VWAP, and volume profile for my analysis on a day-to-day basis. So we mark up the lows and highs. In fact, we can probably pull that from further back. All right, so there's a couple of things going on. In fact, if we go out to a daily time frame, we've really got this downtrend going on the daily. So let's go 3 pixels on that. That's the higher time frame. We'll go 2 pixels on that one. Go down again, 4-hour chart. We'll go 2 pixels on this one so we can see the difference. So we've got higher time frame is bearish, well, on the daily time frame. And now on the 4-hour chart, we've got this bullish break of structure and we're trending up. So we'll pull, well, we can pull this line through here on the 4-hour chart. So we've got a touch there. All right, a couple of touches. So we can see that that's clearly trending. Now, it's coming into this tight corner. The other thing that I use with this is VWAP. And I mean, look, there's going to be a trade opportunity with gold when we break either above this line here, so this downtrend becomes compromised and that's bullish, or we break this line here. Okay, so price trades down. Let's just take maybe that one off for a second. These two are really important lines. So I'll bring on a couple of things. I'll grab a volume profile. We could throw it in back in here. Let's just see. Okay, take it from there. This gives us some context in terms of, well, these high value nodes, we can assume smart money is involved. Where you see these value areas, that's where the price action is range bound. Now, there's another thing about this volume profile. We've got these two blue areas, high and low. This is the current value area that this has been, okay, has been range bound through this area, moving between the high and low. So what I'd really be interested in with this would be if this breaks bullish, I'm going to target, well, this point of control, yeah, and that high. But I think mainly that point of control would be the level. So that gives us quite a nice reach outcome. Now, if you're trading futures and we break above here and we get a trade, that's huge. That's absolutely massive. That's 41,000 US dollars. 41,000 ticks in gold. Okay, there's about $1 a tick, 40 grand. Okay, I hope I'm on the right track with that. Anyway, if we break above, that's what I'm going to be looking for. So here's the thing. So we've got volume profile. Now, have a look down here. We've got these high value areas that we are moving above. Now, if we break above this, that's going to be fairly significant in my opinion. If we break above that and we break this trend line here, I'm going to get pretty serious about going long right there. And if we maintain this trend line, this bullish trend line. So that's that. Have a look at, yeah, and if we break through here, we've got this fair value gap. See through here, the volume profile? All right, so, you know, you could target these high value nodes through here for maybe partial profits. So there's going to be a bullish and bearish scenario. We could also break under this level. That's possible as well, right? So we break under and then we trade down, in which case this high and this low, okay, would be the range that I'm interested in. So let's just grab a couple of lines here. This is the anchored VWAP. And in a bullish scenario, I'm going to look for the most recent significant lows and build like a cluster of these VWAPs. So I've got this low here, and then the most recent low. So in a bullish scenario, what I want to see happening, and it's kind of happening here, is this last VWAP that we pulled in from here doesn't get compromised. So I want to see price stay above that. Now that could give me a reason to get long right there. Okay, we're starting to move above VWAP. in this bullish trend. Let's have a look at it on a 30-minute time frame and understand that we're heading into a key level, and that this trend line is going to come into play. So and so what we can do on the lower time frame is on our VWAP cluster. As long as this remains above here, I'm looking to go long. So we've got this small area here of resistance, and I'm thinking, look, you could take the risk and run with this, go long here. That's risky. Why? Because we've got equal highs through here. And we don't have a higher high yet. So it's stop loss under the previous low, under here, and that would give you, 1.8. So we're going to be targeting this trend line, right? So that could be risky. Why? Because we've got like on the lower time frame, that's actually trending down. So for me to actually get involved with this, what I need to see is it has to create a higher high and a higher low. Well, it's kind of given us that, and then break through VWAP, and that's your entry point. Fair enough. You could take the risk on that, but I just don't like this at the moment. So I would be looking, if this trends up and gives us a higher high, and then we come back down into here, see how it's a very similar entry point, right? The pullback and retest into here, pretty much. It's a really similar entry point to if I was to enter now, right? So I'm looking for the break, retest, breakout and retest, come back, or I get long here. So I'm thinking that I'd like to see it break through this value area here and come back. And keep an eye on these VWAPs. So, that would be my play. At the moment, it's currently bullish on this time frame. So I would stay with that until VWAP and this trend line gets taken out, and then that's compromised. On the bearish side of things, I would have to see. We can throw a VWAP in here, and that'll add to this cluster. That's fine. We can even throw another one on here. So we got this VWAP cluster. If it breaks under, it would need to break under this line here, come back and retest this VWAP for me to get short at least. Well, something like that. Okay, so there's two scenarios, bullish and bearish. Now, on the bearish side of it, we'd have to have we'd have this trend line here and this one up here. So if we're bearish, all right, I don't want to see this line compromised. So you want to see it. Look, it might wiggle around, and we'd adjust that accordingly. But if it rolls over, we maintain this point on this trend line on the high where it turns around, and then you don't want to see that compromised. All right, so then you would get short, and you could follow that trend line for a stop loss, or at least the previous high. So a short position if it does break under, and just stop. Well, you got that trend line, you got the previous high. So at the moment, as this is trading into this tight squeeze, this tight corner, there's nothing until we either break above or below, and we get out of this VWAP cluster here. Okay, either side of these trend lines, right? So that could be a long opportunity there. All right, and then this could be a short opportunity if it breaks under and we get a retest here. That's the plan. So this is a Fusion Markets. These are Fusion Markets. This is my broker here. I haven't connected to them, but yeah. And if you're trading gold, you want to use a zero spread account, definitely. And yeah, Fusion have a zero spread account, so you can access them through TradingView, Trade Fusion Markets. Definitely recommend this broker. So anyway, we've got and look, yeah, I'm not selling anything here. This is just to help you out. Like, you need a zero spread account. It could be any broker with a zero spread, right? You need that with gold. So yeah, that would be a buy up in here, and that would be a break and retest. So note buy, and under here would be a sell if we get a break and retest. So it's only Monday. Like, you might need to wait for the Easter weekend to wrap up. liquidity might be a little thin, perhaps. Okay, at least until tomorrow, or at least until the US session tonight. So that's it, guys. That's my take on gold at the moment. And yeah, I mean, I'd love it if you comment. Let me know what you think. Are we on the same page? Let me know your thoughts. And with that, I hope you have a great day. See you in the next one.